When you feel fearful or anxious, let's look at what happened when Sarah felt fearful or anxious. The darkness pressed in around Sarah, thick and unyielding. Every distant sound made her heart pound faster, and the cold air seemed to whisper fears she couldn't escape. It wasn't just the night that unsettled her, it was the uncertainty of life itself, the worries that crept in when she was alone. Sarah clutched her coat tightly around her as she hurried down the quiet street. The night was darker than usual, and the shadows seemed to stretch toward her with every step. She had always been cautious, but tonight, an overwhelming fear pressed on her chest. The weight of uncertainty and anxiety about her future, her family, and her life choices made her feel small and vulnerable. As she walked, Sarah whispered Psalm chapter 23 to herself, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." The familiar words brought a flicker of peace to her heart. She reminded herself that God was guiding her steps, providing for her, and watching over her just as a shepherd tends to his sheep. Her phone buzzed in her pocket. It was a message from her mother, praying for you. God is with you. Sarah's heart softened at the simple but powerful reminder. She glanced up and noticed the streetlight ahead shining a little brighter than she had realized. Taking a deep breath, she recited another verse, "The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear?" Psalm chapter 27 verse 1. Fear had been whispering to her, trying to convince her she was alone. But she wasn't. God was her light, her protector, and her guide through the uncertainties of life. Sarah thought of the meeting she had the next day, one that could change everything for her career. The fear of failure and rejection had gripped her heart all week. But as she walked on, she remembered Psalm chapter 46 verse 1. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. If God was her refuge, then she had nothing to fear. He would be her strength even when she felt weak. The night wind picked up, sending chills down her spine, but Sarah felt something else stir within her, courage. She was not walking alone. She was covered by divine protection, just as Psalm chapter 91 verse 1 says, "He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." God was her shelter, her safe place in the midst of every storm, fear, and uncertainty. By the time she reached her apartment, Sarah no longer felt anxious. She turned the key in the lock and stepped inside, feeling a newfound peace wrap around her. Life was unpredictable, but her trust was in an unchanging God. With him as her shepherd, her light, her refuge, and her shelter, she knew she had nothing to fear. The next morning, sunlight streamed through her window, filling the room with warmth. As she prepared for her meeting, Sarah opened her Bible and read Psalm chapter 91 in its entirety. Each verse reassured her that no matter what happened, she was under divine protection. "Because you have made the Lord, who is my refuge, even the Most High, your dwelling place, no evil shall befall you." Psalm chapter 91 verse 9-10. She whispered a prayer, surrendering her fears and uncertainties to God. Dressed and ready, she stepped out of her apartment with renewed confidence. The same streets she had walked in fear the night before now felt different, lighter, safer, as though God's presence surrounded her. As she entered the office building, she smiled. Whether the outcome of the meeting was success or failure, she knew she was held in the hands of a God who never failed. And that assurance was all she needed to walk forward in faith, unafraid.